What is up, Watch fam? Happy Friday, and welcome to this week's episode of Liquor Run. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and this is my old man, Rolly. And today we're going to be diving into a collection of 6 new old stock Omegas, but talking specifically about what the hell is new old stock and really how important is condition over, what are we drinking, Daddy-O?
This was a weekend for the Belmont Stakes,
yes,
right?
Yes, it was, which is the New York Kentucky Derby, right?
So I believe we're drinking a Belmont Jewel.
Probably just a cocktail made up by the internet a couple of days ago, but now we're having it.
But so no wine.
we'll dive into it right after. All right, so quick wristwatch check. What are you wearing, Papa?
Look who's back.
Love it.
Absolutely. Panerai Radiomir with this beautiful, beautiful ostrich strap.
Which is made by the Strapsmith, Rob Montana. We put out a bunch of straps this morning and said, okay, what do you want? Pick this one. I think it looks wonderful with the whole look.
Yeah,
you know, I do. I'm wearing the vintage Omega that you and Mom purchased for me for my 21st birthday. You know how I feel about this watch. How do you like the bracelet on it?
I love, what is it called? Like rice?
Like a beads of rice bracelet.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It has such a retro feel to it.
Yeah.
It is so cool.
I really love it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what the hell is in this drink while I pour one?
Well, it's bourbon.
Shake it.
It's
I'll be criticized for how I shook this just now.
Pomegranate juice.
He shook it like an asshole.
And, of course, a lot
of
it's
shaken, right?
and lemonade.
It doesn't even surprise me how poorly he shook it. So typical millennial.
No,
all right.
No ice in there.
Salud.
Salud.
I was contacted quite a while ago by someone who uncovered a lot of vintage Omegas. When I say a lot, I don't mean many. I mean a unit, right? A lot of vintage Omegas, the same model,
right?
All solid yellow gold watches, but never worn. That was the catch, right? They were the same model, the same reference. None of them were worn. Original hang tags, original strap, original buckles, original manuals, the whole thing. And originally when I saw it, I said, you know what, this probably sounds too good to be true. I really wasn't interested in it. The price to me was also a little bit high, and more so than anything, it was the commitment that kind of put me off. You know, it's a lot of the same watch, right? And how do you sell? I bought 6. How do you sell 6 of the same watch? It's kind of difficult, you know. So it wasn't until one afternoon that I started thinking about how interesting it is, right? Or really what a rare opportunity it is to be able to be in the presence of this many of the same watch that are literally perfect, right?
Yes.
There is no more true example of this reference than this exact example, right?
Yes.
It's never been worn.
Right.
The strap has never been worn. Look at it.
Yes. No,
right?
That's right. This, if you were to go into Webster's dictionary and plug in, new old stock.
This is exactly
this could be a photo of what new old stock
exactly
would mean.
The yellow gold buckle, the original hang tags. I mean, it's amazing to think that somebody,
look at
a dealer. I don't know who it was that originally purchased these and why they never wore them, but as a watch geek, and really more so a watch geek than a retailer on this particular, instance, I am just blown away by the fact that I'm in the presence of these things. This is the kind of opportunity that it really is very, very rare.
Well, it's an opportunity for your customers, right?
Right, for my customers, but it's an opportunity for me to own this and to, in retrospect, say that I offered it, right? But these watches bring up a much larger conversation, which is what I want to talk about today.
All right, so just to level set here, so it's the gold, right?
Solid 14 karat gold.
Solid 14 karat gold. Never worn.
Never worn. Even and that's really told by the straps. Sometimes it's hard to tell by the cases, but really told by the straps. It's totally obvious they're virgin.
Right, they're virgin.
It's and solid gold, buckle and everything.
And what year do you estimate these watches?
You know what? I'll put it on the video right here. I don't want to say a year right now because I know it's an exact year and I don't want to misquote. But if you look at the cases even, because they've been locked in a safe for so long, the yellow gold has patinaed or patinated to this purplish, color.
Yeah.
They're amazing. But the larger conversation that these watches start, right, which is what I want your input on, is, one, would you be able to wear it knowing that it's never been worn before, knowing that you own something that... would you feel you would need to be a custodian of this watch to never wear it, or would you be able to wear a new old stock watch?
That's a great question. It's a philosophical one.
Right.
You know, do you now buy it and to hold it and to keep it for another generation, for someone? So let me just watch it so that I can then give it over to someone else. Personally, I probably would wear it.
Yeah, as would I.
I think I'd wear it. I love Omega. I love the size of that watch.
Yeah.
The fact that it's never been worn, and the fact that time has taken its natural toll on this watch, right? In the most beautiful of ways.
Yeah.
And to strap it on would be quite nice.
The only thing I might do if I owned it, I would probably buy a different strap.
Yes.
And I use the buckle, but I
Right.
might buy a different strap just because it's virgin. I mean, it's never been touched. So to me, that's kind of interesting.
Right.
And I would want to preserve something. But
I didn't want to be disrespectful to the watch.
Right.
But I really did want to say that I would swap out the strap and put something, more
something that you could wear it and not care about.
And it's
okay that if it gets sweaty and it's okay.
Yeah.
But to me, if I own this, I mean, I'm the custodian of it right now, and it's my job to retail it as new old stock, right? But if I was the owner of one of these, I would be far too tempted to wear it.
Yeah.
I know I would fold.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would wear it every day, but I know that this would be for me a very special go-to watch,
Right.
a conversation watch. This
Right.
could be the kind of watch that if I know I'm going to meet a collector of things or an authority in the watch industry, right? Bringing the most expensive thing sometimes isn't. For example, if I'm going to meet Jean-Claude Biver, or Bivet, one of the most influential figures in the watch industry ever, right? The man worked at Audemars Piguet at the time of the Royal Oak. The man, founded Hublot. I mean, the man owned Blancpain and made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yes.
I mean, very influential figure. If you wear a Royal Oak and meet him, he's going to say it's a wonderful watch, right? And he's going to know that he's seen 80,000 of them before. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in ever owning a Royal Oak. But if you wear something like this, something that is so rare and elusive and interesting, something that a guy like that really would not see. You just don't have the opportunity to see. It doesn't really matter how much money you have. It's a matter of, being lucky enough to be having the opportunity.
Right.
That's really what it comes down. I'm sure that there are many people in the world out there that would have paid more than I did for these watches, but
Right.
they didn't know they existed.
Right.
I did, and I found them, and I'm lucky about that, So I think that this is the kind of watch that I would wear to meet someone, that I was trying to, not just impress, but trying to initiate kind of conversation with, because I can't really think of a better conversation starter.
And I think that the watch itself will start the conversation. I don't even think you need to start it for it. I think it oozes class.
Yep.
It's class in its simplicity.
Yep.
Right? And you don't really see watches like that right now.
Right.
And so, I think therein lies the beauty of the watch.
Right.
The size also is something that actually may not be for everybody. Right. This is what millimeter?
I think 34.
44?
34. It's a fairly conservative.
So by
it's very
today's standards, it's a very conservative. But if you understand the heritage of Omega,
of design,
and really the evolution of watches,
Yeah.
you can certainly put that one on, and you absolutely will be a conversation starter.
I'm asked all the time about what is important in looking at a watch, right? And there to me there are three tenets of importance, and only two of them get any attention: rarity,
Right.
and condition.
Right.
Rarity is important, right? Rarity is how rare a watch is.
Right.
Allows it to be more easily deemed a star, right? If there are only 14 of something, right?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it becomes an extremely popular thing, the prices will skyrocket. Now, if of the same thing there are 14,000, obviously, naturally, it'll take much longer for the prices to go up, right?
Yes.
This is true with anything.
Right.
Okay. Condition is also very important, right? But I think that the true thread that brings everything together in rarity and in condition is desirability, right? I don't give a shit how rare something is if I don't like it.
Yes.
I don't give a shit how good condition something is if I don't like it.
Right.
Right? So if something has great desirability, then rarity and condition amplify its overall value. And I think that that's a pretty simple equation, and a lot of watch geeks don't think about it like that. But I guess it's because it's my job to. I do. It's certainly not, a rare double Swiss,
Right.
with Daytona. It doesn't have the same level of desirability. It's not the same level of rarity, maybe arguably so. But the point is, at this price point, right, it's very, very hard to beat that balance
Right.
of desirability. And I know the limitations of the desirability on this watch completely. I know that a lot of guys are going to say, 34 isn't my style. Yellow gold isn't my style. Dress watches aren't my style. And that's cool. Respect. I get it.
I'm actually gonna disagree. Actually, a lot of people will say 34 is too small.
Right.
But when you look at today's culture, when you look at trends, and not just in watches, but also look at what's happening in the beer culture, in the whiskey culture, in the wine culture, in the clothing, and the couture. People are going back.
They are.
And really appreciating what was done back then.
Right.
And I think that anyone that has that appreciation for the past,
Right.
You're right. This watch will never take or surpass the role of some of those other watches that you mentioned.
Right.
But this watch holds a special place somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Right? And if you can understand and appreciate
Then
that,
it's a rock star.
Then it's a rock star.
Totally agree.
And you can not only say it's a rock star, but you'll rock it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're 100% right. It's about, whether or not you as a consumer, you as a watch geek, can understand the value. And I hope
Right.
that if really the point of this video, the reason I made this video, I know people say, to sell the watches. Not the point. The watches would sell if I listed them and made no video. That's the fact. That's the truth of the matter.
Right.
Sorry. The reason I made the video was because, to me, as someone who literally hunts for watches every single day of their life,
Right.
Saturday, Sundays included, Christmas included, it was extremely cool. And I don't use that word. I mean, I use the word loosely, but when I say something was actually very interesting and felt really like I caught something that was kind of that doesn't happen very often.
Right.
So now that I have it, I wanted to share it with people.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, some of you will understand how cool this is for me. And that's wonderful. I bet you those people, a lot of the percentage of those people who do understand, are probably also collectors of rare things.
Right.
Right? But I just wanted to share with you this really interesting geeky moment that I had. So much of what this channel is a means to document what happens here at this company.
Yeah.
And we do rants about Breitling and Patek and all that stuff, and that's not so much documentation of this company, but something like this really is. Guys, this was real cool for me. I hope you enjoyed looking at them, and I hope that you understand that something like this, I'm gonna buy and sell watches for a long, long time to come. And I am very confident I will probably not be able to find, and certainly probably not afford, when I do find, if it's Patek or whatever it might be, something this coincidental, something this interesting, new old stock, the whole bit, again. And that's it, Daddy-O. Thanks for letting me geek out with you.
My pleasure. Yeah, I geeked out with you on
How
this
was the
one.
drink?
I loved it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
liked it too. Mom, good job.
Belmont Jewel or something. Yep. Here's to Kryptonite.
Here's the... Let's go! Kryptonite! Rip up the tickets. We've been f***ing mushed. We got mushed.